Welcome, I'll be reviewing Picard Season 2, Episode 8. Guinan during the off-the-books interrogation was hilarious, because she doesn't really interfere, but she does seem to enjoy a good popcorn moment watching humanity every now and then. Plus, Guinan pretty quickly turned the tables of the interrogation back at Wells, so that shut it down pretty fast. She can be really perceptive. In fact, I'd be a little worried to hear what she has to say about me. Plus, I'm sure most of you already know, but I'm guessing the name Wells is likely a tip of the hat to the Wells-class Federation vessel, which is likely in turn named for H.G. Wells because time ship. And the actor who plays Wells was a lieutenant on the USS Relativity. I'm kind of headcanoning that this Wells is the lieutenant's great-great-great-grandfather. People have trouble with revolving doors. They can't handle a Borg queen. So true. Also, I love how Agnes is now referred to as Her Majesty. Poor Seven, though, having to relive her old Borg self. And right when she was starting to have fun as an actual human being again. Terrible timing. The way she described the metallic taste of being assimilated was so creepy. Really well done. Adam's daughter/experiment didn't start out particularly interesting, but now that she has a mission and a purpose to her, she's much more compelling. And Q leaving a gift like that is so over the top and classic for him. I mean, labeling it freedom like we were in Alice in Wonderland or something. Out of all the storylines, I think this one ended up being the most intriguing, especially when it tied back to the Borg Queen later. And I enjoyed the Zeus connection with how he named all the daughters. The final confrontation between the two of them, so good. When Brent was like, "You exist because I willed it." And she responds, "Maybe it's you who don't exist without me." I hope we get more scenes of them together because they are so good. And then Seven started spiraling and getting back into her old headspace, seeing herself as defective. That really hit home for me. Those of us who have extremely low self-esteem, we pretty much live with that belief all the time. But hearing it voiced out loud, not just in your head, I really like that her character is so complex here. She's not the perfect 7 of 9. We're seeing how troubled, dare I say human, she's become. Queen Agnes borging it up in that tattered red sparkly dress. Not gonna lie, that's pretty attractive. The fight scene reminded me a lot of River in the movie Serenity. It was so elegant and precise and lethal. I really hope somebody cosplays this outfit because wow. I'm glad that they explained the kid was perfectly safe pushing buttons since the ship was in diagnostic mode. Some fans were speculating on that last episode, but the writers thought ahead of us. They explained it. I'm not sure about giving him 4 cakes worth of sugar though. That might not have been the best parenting move. I did appreciate that Teresa wanted intimacy in a deep truth sort of way. She kind of realized that they had a brief time and she wanted the encounter to be memorable. And then after that really sweet moment, I am so worried that something terrible is going to happen to her, like the Borg Queen assimilates her, or I don't know, something. Please don't do that to us, writers. Let us have our happy ending ship. And I don't mean La Sirena. Okay, so Q did show up from the summoning and he's dying. This makes so much sense. He's not immortal and he's just wasting away. No wonder he's terrified and unhinged. Q kind of seems almost trapped himself. Or he's hiding something else. Also, Guinan can astral project? I don't remember her doing this in TNG. Do you? Is there an episode where she does that? Let me know. Because I don't recall one. That is so cool. And we're getting to see her rekindle her love for humanity here. The rare species in the galaxy, apparently, who does painful self-examination in order to be better people. Go Earth. The Elnor flashback was quite welcome. I have missed his character this season, and we still haven't seen him with a cat. You had one job, season 2. He has a good point that being a security officer means watching out for things, strategizing, and being covert. Not the best fit for a candid paladin sort of character like he is. I actually paused the episode to think about where would he fit in the best in Starfleet, because I don't want his combat skills wasted either. I'm thinking maybe a pilot, especially when they take shuttles down to unknown planets, because that way he could really be himself and put his skills to use. Post in the comments, what should Elnor do in Starfleet? And oh, Rafi, pulling a classic parent move, guilt tripping. I kind of like that Seven called her out on that, even though they were doing it in the midst of a rather emotional argument. I think both sides kind of needed to hear that. There's a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode, Once More with Feeling, and all these painful truths are just laid out through singing. And while in the moment that was kind of harmful, eventually I think it really helped all the characters because everything was out in the open and they could finally talk about it. So that's my refrain. I live in hell 'cause I've been expelled from heaven. I think I was in heaven. Stuff came out, and I felt like this was that kind of an episode, but without the singing, sadly. A musical Star Trek episode. Is this a nightmare? Ultimately, that's up to you. Okay, Allison, wow. She sounded exactly like the Borg Queen. Voice, mannerisms, everything. It was just spot on. And apparently, Adam's questionable moral compass is part of the problem of the future. I think he is still wavering at this point. He could go either way. Because when she started assimilating people, he did look kind of freaked out. Like, what am I doing? What have I done? Wells has a really good story too. Spotting those Vulcans as a kid, apparently monitoring Earth. No wonder he became so obsessed with aliens, and he had seen transporter tech before. But the real question here is, what happened to Maggie the dog? Did the puppy ever come home? He was out in the woods looking for her, and now I'm imagining Maggie out in the dark, like, where's Wells? Can someone write a fanfic of her coming safely home? Because I am worried. They could have put a 2-second scene at the very end of Maggie running up to him. Or something. Can't leave us hanging like that. What a twist getting the FBI agent on their side, though. I feel sorry for him, basically giving up his entire career to save Picard and friends. Some moments are meant to happen, even at great cost. Beautiful line from Guinan there, but difficult to hear. It felt like they were really saying goodbye to her character this episode. I don't think we're going to be seeing her again this season. And now I really want a young Guinan show. Can we have that happen? Like, put it in the queue of upcoming Star Trek, please. She is so good in this role. And what an ending, assimilating ex-Special Forces as her first round of drones. Oh no. This is not good. And Dr. Teresa is on the ship where they're headed. How is every episode getting better and better?